Guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be continuing on with our SwiftUI tutorial series, and in this particular tutorial we are going to be taking a look at how we can have our SwiftUI applications create an app delegate like we had in AppKit and UIKit and manage its lifecycle. Now, before we had the structure of our applications that we have now with the app protocol and all that stuff, we used to need an app delegate by default. However, because of certain changes that Apple made, we no longer require an app delegate to run our SwiftUI application lifecycle, but they did not get rid of our ability to use app delegates altogether. We just have to explicitly tell SwiftUI to use it. So how do we do this? Well, this is one of those things that is platform specific because of how AppKit and UIKit are architected. So AppKit uses the NSApplicationDelegate protocol for an app delegate, whereas UIKit uses the UIApplicationDelegate protocol for application delegates. And so that means we have two property wrappers in SwiftUI that are platform specific in order to retrieve and create that app delegate object. So I'm going to show you both of those in this video, starting with iOS. Now, how then do we get a UI application delegate class? Xcode didn't generate one for us, and that's true. We need to manually create it ourselves. So inside of Xcode, I'm going to go above our main app struct here, and then we're going to create a class. Yes, this has to be a class. And it's going to be called AppDelegate. This AppDelegate must inherit from NSObject. And that is because this class must be able to communicate between Swift and the Objective-C runtime. And inheriting from NSObject will allow us to do that. And then, after we inherit from NSObject, we need to conform to UIApplicationDelegate. Now, this protocol doesn't have any required methods. They're all optional. So if you really wanted to, you could just leave this blank. But if you're creating an app delegate for your SwiftUI applications, you're going to want to have some method in there, otherwise what's the point? So just to show you that this works, I'm going to provide an implementation for the application did finish launching. We want application did finish launching with options. And inside of this method here, we will say print the iOS app has finished launching. All right. Go ahead and save this. The next thing is to tell SwiftUI to create and watch the lifecycle of this application delegate. And we can do this using the UIApplicationDelegate adapter property wrapper. So at UIApplicationDelegate adapter. Now this will take a single parameter, and that is the type of our application delegate. So we'll say AppDelegate.self. All right. So we'll say .self like that. And then we'll say var delegate like that. All right. Let's see. We want. That's right. The application did finish launching with options, has to return a Boolean. So just return true here, like that. And you should be good to go. Let's go ahead and run the app in the simulator. We have a successful build. And you can see this is just a very simple application that has a text view in the center that says hello world, and really that's about it. If we go into our debug area and we go into our console, we can see the iOS app has finished launching. So we know now that that SwiftUI is watching and executing the delegate methods as necessary and as required by the underlying UIKit system. All right, so that's iOS. What about macOS? Well, the first thing that we want to do is change our run destination. I'm going to change this to my Mac, and once we do that, you will see some errors, and that's because once you change to the Mac run destination, UIKit and its stuff built into the SwiftUI framework is no longer available to us. So we need to use the AppKit equivalents inside of our main app file here. Instead of conforming to the UIApplicationDelegate protocol, we want to conform to NSApplicationDelegate. And then we need to use a different method here because the methods for NSApplicationDelegate are not the same as UIApplicationDelegate. We'll say application did finish we want application did finish launching. And then in here, we'll say print the macOS app has finished launching. All right. Now, the next change that we need to make is we need to change the specific property wrapper that we're using. Instead of UIApplicationDelegate adapter, it'll be NSApplicationDelegate adapter. And once that's done, we can save it, run our code again. We get a successful build. We get our Mac application again with the hello world text in the center. But if we go back into Xcode and go into our console here, we can see the macOS application has finished launching. All right, so that shows that we are now listening to and handling any delegate methods inside of our AppDelegate. This is especially useful if like I mentioned in the last video, you want to remove specific menus from the macOS menu bar and built-in menus that maybe SwiftUI doesn't allow you to remove yourself. You can remove them this way. Although, much like I show in my macOS development with AppKit series, it's a little bit more involved. And there are downsides. If you want to know what those downsides are, you can watch that video in the macOS development series, because I don't need to, because I'm not going to cover it here. But that pretty much does it for this video, guys, on how we can use an app delegate in our SwiftUI applications. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.